Okay, here's the program mix to deactivate your throttle on a 14SG. This would be the same on a 8FG also. In order to get to the mixture on this radio, you hit the model button on the right hand side. Scroll down to program mix. Enter. I have a gear mixture on this one already, and then I jump down to this next one to do it. Right now I purposely put it on something else, so it's on aileron. So I'm going to enter it in here, go to page 1, program mix. I know what switch I want to put it on, Sam David SD. So we can do the same thing. We can go to the next page, skip over. We'll go pick the Sam David switch. I'll do it again. Whatever switch you want, pick it. Hit the return button. Go to the on and off sequence. And I want it to be on and off. So up is off. And it's a 3-position switch, so for safety purposes I don't want it on until total down. So you can switch these around if you wanted to. There we go. Always something. And highlight the unit that you want and press it and switch it to on and hit enter and switch all these, but I want it to be off. Alright, so I switched the switch to SD and have it off, on. You can physically see it, as this is the one I'm using up here. Anywho, go back to the next page, go back to the next page. We're done here, and as you see, it'll say on, off, on, off. If for some reason it's inhibited, it'll be there. So you have to activate it. So once you do this, whatever position the switch is on, it's going to say activate, and you say sure, you hit it, and then it's going to be on or off, whatever position the switches is on. So you have to change your master channel to throttle. Scroll down to the slave channel, and then change it to throttle also. Alright, so we have throttle, master and slave, and throttle. So again, we have to go to this page, the first page, and set the low end of the throttle. You see the dark triangle in the middle is highlighted. You highlight that and you put it down to -100. Hit enter. Scroll down to the next one, which will be your full throttle, basically, in that quadrant. It's a little bit easier than doing the 7C radio once you get used to it. -100, and the next thing you have to do to get it to work correctly is scroll down to the X or Y axis, and this is the one we want to pick. You can leave the X at 0, choose the Y axis, hit enter, return, make it a -100. Okay, and basically it. So page 1 looks like this when you're done. -100 on the down throttle, -100 on the full throttle, and the y-axis is offset to -100. If you look at page 2 of the mix, I'm on are off. I've activated the switch. The switch I put it on for the time being is SD, and the master and slave have been picked as throttle. So I go back to the home screen. Okay, I'm doing this as an experiment on my Pitts Python model. I go to link on this radio 14SG, and I can pick the servo page, and this gives a graphical readout of the servo, and the futaba is servo number 3 for the throttle. So you see 3 there, and the reading at the bottom of the screen is -52. That's my low end, and then I go up, and ooh, nothing's working. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, that throttle stick is now won't go engage beyond idle that you have it set at, because it's not electric plane. If it was electric plane, the model would be -100 and on the endpoint, and then the throttle stick would not work. There goes my screen. Okay, if I activate the SD switch, the throttle will work. Okay, so that's my idle, and there's high throttle. And that's one good thing about having this graphical interface. You can tell when you do mixes in particular that your numbers and stuff are working, and you can use the numbers for critiquing it in flight and then come down to the ground and match them. But that's another story. So now the throttle works if I deactivate it. So this tells me what I did on this radio and the 7C, which I did check with one of my electric planes, like I mentioned in that video, does work. Let me turn this back on. Okay, so I've started the plane. I've revved it up, goosed it. It's running good. I shut this switch off. I can move the plane, put it out to the runway, get it past the flag. I carry my radio with me, even the smaller planes, but some guys I see leave their radio at the bench or on the ground, and then they maneuver their plane, and there you go. So now, if for some reason when you pick that radio up and you accidentally hit this, it's not going to do anything on the throttle. So once you're set to use your throttle, when you're in the idle position, you turn it on and it works. Be advised that if you happen to have it in the center, you bumped it and you turn it on, it's automatically going to go up to that position. It won't stay in idle. So once you turn it back on, she's live where the stick lays. So again, all the way up is on, it's live. All the way down, doesn't work at all. And if you move the stick up and then flip it on, it's automatically going to where that stick is. So you still have to think of your throttle stick position before you reactivate your switch, but this at least kills that switch, kills that gimbal until you want it to work. Okay.